Welcome to Learning Pharmacology Shorts with me, Nurse Myron. And today, we are discussing the DOH recommended herbal medicines. For our full disclosure, I am not affiliated with any of the manufacturers of the drugs or other items mentioned in this lecture. The mention of such brand names are only in passing and for educational purposes only, and are not for commercial promotion. I have no actual or potential conflict of interest in relation to this presentation. Currently, there are 10 DOH-approved herbal medicines based on the Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare or PTAC findings as approved by the DOST Philippine Council for Health Research and Development or PCHRD. The DOH provided its certification in 1992 and was later stipulated on Republic Act 8423 or the Traditional and Alternative Medicine Act of 1997. So what are these 10 herbal medicines? I often use the mnemonic baby plants, meaning B for bayabas, A for Acapulco, B for bawang, Y for yerba buena, P for pansit-pansitan, L for lagundi, A for ampalaya, N for niyog-niyogan, T for tsaanggubat, and S for sambong. So we begin with your bayabas. The scientific name is Psidium guajava. The English name is guava, and related is your guayaba from Spanish. It is used primarily for toothache and as a general antiseptic. Freshly pounded leaves can be placed inside the mouth for toothache, while water from the boiled chopped leaves are used as general antiseptic. The active components include your tannins and flavonoids. Next, we have your Acapulco, or scientific name Cassia alata. The English name for Acapulco is ringworm bush or ringworm shrub. Based on the English name, the pounded leaves of Acapulco can be applied as antifungals for skin infections like ringworms, up to 2 times a day. The active ingredient are your anthraquinones. Then we have bawang. Scientific name is Allium sativum. This is commonly known as garlic in English and also as bawang in Ilocano. In the Visayan region, in Cebuano, Hiligaynon, Bisaya, and even Waray, this is known as ahos. The bulbs can be eaten raw or fried or sometimes placed in vinegar and used to lower blood pressure and even cholesterol levels. Active components include allicin and sulfur compounds. Safety precautions, however, indicate that there might be some increased bleeding risk with use of bawang and anticoagulants. Then we have your yerba buena. The scientific name is Mentha cordifolia Opis. The Tagalog alternative is your herba buena, while in English, this is known as spearmint, while in Pangasinan, this plant is known as agdao. The leaves can be boiled into tea as a decoction or directly used as pounded and crushed and applied to the forehead for headaches or even for some muscular pain. This variety of the mint plant contains mentholactone and essential oils that are used for mild to moderate pain. Safety precautions indicate that it can only be used externally and that allergy should be monitored. Next, we have your pansit-pansitan with the scientific name of Peperomia pellucida. Alternatively, in Tagalog, this is known as Ulasimang bato, while in Bisaya, this is known as Olasiman ihalas, while in Chavacano, this is known as clavo-clavo. Leaves from pansit-pansitan can be boiled or even eaten as fresh salad and used as anti-inflammatory and analgesics for gout and arthritis. Pansit-pansitan or olasimang bato contains alkaloids and flavonoids that are the active ingredients. However, they should be used adjunctively with prescribed medications. L stands for Lagundi. The scientific name is Vitex negundo. Alternatively, in Tagalog, this is called tagabawa. In English, this is known as five-leaved chase tree, while in Bisaya, this is known as turagay. Lagundi leaves can be boiled and be taken for respiratory relief in asthma, cough, and bronchitis. In fact, Lagundi is popular and is now used as an actual medication in syrup and tablet preparations available in drugstores. Lagundi contains flavonoids and volatile oils as its active ingredients. Likewise, Lagundi is generally well tolerated but may cause some mild GI upset. Next, we have your ampalaya, or scientific name Momordica charantia. In Ilocano, this is known as paria, while in Bisaya, this is known as palia. In English, this is bitter melon or bitter gourd. It is a popular vegetable found in local markets, which can be eaten as is, or sometimes the leaves can be chopped and boiled and taken as a concoction to be used as a blood sugar lowering agent for diabetes management. The active ingredients of ampalaya are charantin and vicin. However, taking ampalaya should be used in caution when taking other anti-diabetic drugs to avoid severe hypoglycemia. Next, we have niyog-niyogan. The scientific name is Quisqualis indica. In English, sometimes this is known as your Philippine fig. An alternative in Tagalog is lamiyog. Niyog-niyogan is taken as an antihelminthic where raw seeds can be taken 2 hours before the last meal of the day. For adults, up to 10 seeds can be taken. For children 4 to 7 years, only 4 seeds must be taken, while children 8 to 9 years old can eat up to 6 seeds, and children 10 to 12 years old can take up to 7 seeds. The active ingredient is quisqualic acid and other related compounds. Safety should be observed by following the exact dosing based on the age to avoid toxicity. Next, we have your chaanggubat. Scientific name is Eretia microphalia. Alternatively, in Tagalog, this is known as chaang bundok, while in Bisaya, this is known as alangit-ngit. Water from boiled chopped leaves is used as treatment for diarrhea and other related gastrointestinal upsets. Tannins or flavonoids are the active components of chaanggubat. Caution should be taken, especially in patients with diarrhea, to avoid severe dehydration. And last, we have your sambong. Scientific name is Blumea balsamifera. In Bisaya, this is known as lakad bulan or bukadkad. In Ilocano, there are a variety of names like subusob, subsob, or subsob. Nearby Pangasinan calls this as sobusob, while in Bagobo, this is known as takamain. The tea from sambong is taken as a diuretic for the treatment of urinary tract infections and kidney stones. Sambong contains flavonoids and essential oils. Generally, sambong is safe to take. However, monitoring of fluid and electrolyte balance should be observed. While these 10 herbal medicines are recommended by the Department of Health, caution should still be observed when using these drugs. The DOH recommends to use only the recommended plant parts, the proper dosage preparation, and avoiding plants treated with pesticides. Likewise, consultation with healthcare professionals should still be sought before use, especially if the patient is pregnant, lactating, or taking any other medications. Thank you very much, and I hope you learned a lot today in Learning Pharmacology. Shorts with me, Nurse Myron.